This is the third part of our video on section 4.6. We're going to look at theorem 4.6. It's the angle-side congruence theorem. This is a theorem, not a postulate. It tells you when you have pairs of congruent angles in a triangle and a pair of sides that's non-included, then those triangles are congruent. Now, there is something you have to watch out for here. Since we have two pairs of congruent angles, there's one pair of included sides, which means that there is then two pairs of non-included sides. There'd be one here and there'd be one here. Make sure that your non-included sides that are congruent are corresponding non-included sides. For example, this side being congruent to this side does not prove that the triangles are congruent because this side and this side don't correspond. So why are these triangles not congruent by angle side? You got two pairs of congruent angles, and we have a pair of congruent sides, and this side is not included, and this side is not included, but they're not congruent by angle side. How come? Well, it's what we just talked about. This non-included side does not correspond with this non-included side. Notice how this side touches an angle with two arcs and an angle with no arcs. This side touches an angle with no arcs, but it doesn't touch the angle with two arcs. So what you needed to do was say that this side was congruent to this side, or to say that this side was congruent to this side, not these ones. These ones can't be congruent to show that the triangles are congruent by angle side. Why are side and angle postulates, but angle side is a theorem? Well, remember, postulates are facts. Theorems need to be proven. So what we're going to do is we're going to use what we know about our congruent triangles to prove that this is also a way to show the triangles are congruent. So since it's a theorem, we got to prove it. So we're proving angle side. So we're not going to use angle side. We're going to use anything else that we know. Okay, again, notice how the given's already kind of written in there for us. It's really, really nice. It saves me some time. They're telling me angle A is congruent to angle X. So that's a pair of congruent angles. Angle B is congruent to angle Y. That's another pair of congruent angles. That's given. They also tell you that segment BC is congruent to segment YZ. Okay, so notice what they start you out with. They start you out with two triangles that are in that angle side arrangement. What you need to do is state some other things that you know to prove that this is enough to say that the triangles are congruent. Well, they leave you a space here for number 2. They didn't have to. They could have put this number 3 up here. But I think this is what you need to show. I'll use a different color here because this is not given information. If you have two pairs of congruent angles in a triangle, what do you know about the third pair of angles? Regardless of what their measures are, their measures must match. These have to be congruent angles. Angle C must be congruent to angle Z. Remember, that's your third, I said third angles theorem and I wrote a 3. Third angles theorem. Look at your triangles now. Pretend you don't know anything about angle side being an effective congruence method. Look at the bottom portion of the triangles. Wouldn't these triangles be congruent by angle side? Not angle side, excuse me. Angle side angle. So your angle side is effective.